Winnemucca to week number 15 in our Winnemucca Insiders Football Challenge. And Terry, give us a rundown on what happened last week.
Well, nothing spectacular. I got 4, you got 5, Dave got 6. So I guess between us we picked 500.
How did we do with our best bets?
So your best bet was the 49ers. That was good.
Good.
Dave's was Baylor. That was good. Mine was Patriots. Not good. They lost. So I've not been doing good, period. I mean, again, I'm four right the week before 2. I'm now about 7 or 8 games behind, below 500 on the season. So
well, we had a lot of great scores. Well, Dave graded them, so he knows. We had a lot of 7s, Dave.
A lot of 9s.
didn't we? Yeah.
We had a few 9s. Well, it was tiebreaker for the second week in a row, folks. This tiebreaker is so important, and we're getting so close down to the end here. So remember, the last week of the season, that tiebreaker is going to determine who gets what places. So
It could. You
Yeah,
can
well,
still
it
win
could.
it outright with points, but
Yeah.
that could end up being.
But what actually happened last
I know.
year?
Mhm.
So it's important. So we're good. So this week we're not going to have the first 3 college games. We've got 1 very important college game and 2 pro games. So Terry, start us off.
Yeah, this will separate the men from the boys this week. The college everyone's been doing good on. Now all pro. We'll see.
Yeah, right.
I got all 3 college wrong last week. College
I got
has
all
not
3
been
right.
Doing me. Any
I did good. I can't get a pro right.
So here we got the Army Navy game, the only college game going this weekend. Number 23 Navy is a 10.5-point favorite over Army. So traditionally, I guess it's one of the oldest rivalries in college football. But Army is 5-7 going to the 9-2 Navy. Navy's ranked 23 in the country. I have not followed either one of these teams, so let's hear what you got.
Okay,
on here.
first of all, it's at a neutral site this year's game. Okay, so just so you know, Army is 6-1 against the spread at a neutral site as an underdog. Now Navy is 1-5-1 against the spread following a bye week, which they had a bye week last week, but they're 5-0 against the spread versus a team with a losing record. But here's the best part: Army has not a very good record, but they've lost 6 games this season by single digits. So for that reason and that reason alone, I'm taking the Knights of Army.
Traditionally, I think it's a pretty close game. I didn't realize Army had a lot of close wins there, or close
Losses.
It is 10.5, neutral site. I'm going to go with Navy in this game. Ranked 23 in the country. I think they're going to be too much for Army this year.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I got to go with Terry here. I watched Army play Hawaii. They played good. I mean, they played them toe-to-toe, and they scored a lot of points. But for some reason, their lump comes up against Navy. And this game's always played at the Link in Philadelphia. This game's always in a neutral site, so this is common.
Yeah,
but anyway, I'm going to take Navy.
But remember, Dave, Army lost to Michigan in double overtime this year at Michigan.
Yeah, but Michigan's really not.
Well, I mean,
Well, I guess they have their moments.
yeah.
Michigan's okay.
So yeah,
They're ranked.
yeah. So Army's played some good teams and they've had some tough losses.
Oh, I'm not dogging Army. Army is good this year. They can score.
So they can score.
That 10.5, the half might be the downfall. We'll see.
Well, it's been my downfall half the time. That hook's got me so many times this year. It's not even funny.
Okay, the next game we've got the Broncos going to the Chiefs. The 5-8 Broncos going to the 9-4 Chiefs. Chiefs are an 11.5-point favorite here. Broncos, upset. Boy, who was it last week? They upset.
Oh gosh, who did they beat?
It was
Didn't we have it on
Texans.
Yeah.
The Texans. Okay, it wasn't on the contest. But
No.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah,
the
it was
biggest underdog to win the game.
Drew Lock. They got their rookie in there.
So they've been the spoiler. 11.5 is a lot of points. The early season Broncos, I wouldn't take, but 11.5 is tempting. I guess let's hear.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, though. The Broncos are 7-3 against the spread this season, where the Chiefs are only 5-5 against the spread. Now the Chiefs are 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 meetings against the Broncos. But if you're a Broncos fan, folks, they are 5-1 against the spread as an underdog in their last 6 games. Not bad. And the road team in this series is 4-0 against the spread. For that reason, I'm going to take Drew Lock and the Broncos.
Okay, and I'm going to take the Broncos as well. Not because I think you're going to win the game. I just think 11.5 is too much.
And I agree with you. I think 11.5 is too
And
much.
Broncos have been playing better as of late, and the Chiefs just came off a big win over the Patriots. There may be a little bit of a
Let down.
letdown. Not that they'll lose the game, but
No, they won't lose the game.
I'm gonna join you guys. I'm gonna take the Broncos as well because the Chiefs just don't cover spreads. They're a great underdog.
Right.
They're not a big favorite team.
No,
I'll take the Broncos too.
I agree. Geez, I wonder who Terry's going to go in this next one.
It's been about 50-50 on the year. I've won as many as I've lost on the Seahawks. But yeah, I'll take the Seahawks. I don't really care what your stats say.
So the Seahawks are taking on the Carolina Panthers. They're in Carolina. So here's a good stat for Terry, even though he's going to take the Seahawks. The Seahawks are 10-3 against the spread on the road. So that's solid over the last couple of years. Now, if you're a Panther fan, they're 4-0 against the spread in their last four home games. So against teams with winning records. So you know what? I think that they're going to cover the spread. I think the Seahawks will win. I'm going to take the Carolina Panthers on this one.
Russell Wilson, his record after a loss is pretty impressive too. Typically, after he loses a game,
Really?
he always wins the next week out. Or not always. He's like 9 of 10.
Ugh.
The only thing that stops me from really circling them Seahawks fast is why is it only 5.5 points? I could see a 1 in front of that 5 here.
Yeah.
Panthers seem like they folded up and they're moving on to next year.
Hey, remember we used to have that 5.5, that number
It still
for
does.
a year or
It still
two?
does. But still, after watching the Panthers last week, they're done. I'm going to take the Seahawks.
Okay, fair
Put the
enough.
fork in them.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for segment number 1. When we come back, Terry, Dave, and myself will cover the next 4 pro games. Welcome back, folks, to segment number 2. As Terry, get us started off here. This is a good game.
It's a good game. We got the traditional rivalry. We got the Bears going to the Packers. Packers are 10-3 on the season. Bears at 7-6. They're not even out. I mean, they're probably out, but 7-6, you can see a path to finishing at 10-6, and you'd have a shot at the playoffs
Right.
there. So they need to win every game and have some help along the way, but they're not out of the playoff picture. Packers at 10-3. It's strange with 3 games to go. We've got 2 teams that have clinched playoff spots, but nobody's clinched a division yet.
Yep,
Probably going to change Thursday night if the Ravens can beat the Jets, but
and they probably will.
there's still a lot of there's a road to the playoffs for a lot of teams that only have 6 wins at this point. 5.5 points.
There's that number again.
No, and I guess let's hear what you got to say.
Well,
statistically.
first of
Not
all-
that it sways me, but
Okay, the Packers are
since you
fighting.
wrote down all
It's
that
worth hearing.
information.
The Packers are fighting for that number 2 seed. They can't get the number 1 seed, but they're fighting for number 2.
They can get the number
Well,
1 seed. Nobody's the Niners have they're 1 game ahead of them.
Yeah, it's going to be
So
difficult.
If the Niners lose 2 or 3 games, I mean, nobody's got anything locked up yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Seattle's gonna play
I think the Niners have
last
to
game.
play the Cardinals again. I think that's a lock. And they do play your Seahawks the last
The
game of
last
the year.
game is against Seattle.
So that's
At
going to determine.
Seattle.
Now, the Bears are 0-4 against the spread on their last 4 road games this year, and they're 5-13 against the spread in their last 18 meeting against the Packers. And I'm taking the better quarterback, Rodgers over Trubisky. Packers all the way.
The Bears had a good Thursday night game last week. They were the underdog to beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, but I think us 3 could suit up and beat the Cowboys right now.
Cowboys are in disarray, but at 7-6, they're in a must-win situation. But I still can't take them. The Packers at 10-3. They've
Yeah.
had some strange games this year, but they should be able to win this by a touchdown.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm going to be the odd guy here. I'm going to take the Bears. I'll tell you why. Packers don't seem to cover spreads as a favorite. That's 1. 2, Bears have been playing good. They just beat Dallas on Thursday night.
Yeah.
They've been playing good lately. I'm just going to take a shot here. Why not? I'm going to take the
That
Bears
was the
in the
Bears.
5.5.
They were at Dallas. Because I took that one money line, one of my few winning bets the last couple weeks.
Well,
I
Dave's
remember
been
that
on a
now.
roll lately. I need to listen to him.
Yeah. Okay, next game.
What was that?
Dave's going to be very interested in. We got the Eagles going to the Redskins. The Eagles at 6-7. Redskins 3-10. Redskins are out. They're done. They can only play spoiler. The Eagles are still have a shot at the division championship.
That's the only way they
wouldn't-
can get in the playoffs.
The only
They
way-
have to win the
Right,
division.
right.
Of course, that division is P. 3 years ago it was the toughest division in football. Now it's the worst.
So yeah, Eagles win and Dallas loses. It wouldn't surprise me that we have a division winner here that's no better than 8-8, maybe even a division winner with the losing record.
We had that a few years
Yep.
back.
And then that team won their first playoff game.
That
if
is
you
true,
recall.
too. You're right.
Both times that the team was 500 or a little bit over 500 or under won their first playoff game. Just remember that. Anyway, I'm not sticking because I don't even know if the Eagles are going to get in. They're depleted at wide receiver. They have no wide receivers. They have practice squad wide receivers, though they come back against the Giants. But still, I can't see them beating the Redskins by 6.5. They'll win the game by 3. They won't cover the spread. Take the Redskins.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with Dave. I mean, my gosh, he's
they'll
right.
win. They'll win the
Their
game.
wide receivers are depleted. Josh McCown was going to suit up as your backup quarterback.
that.
He was going to play. Now the Redskins are 5-1 against the spread as an underdog this year, and they're PU.
And the Redskins have been playing good.
But the Eagles, they're 5-1 as a favorite against the spread this year. But I'm with Davey. I'm taking the Redskins.
How did this spread come out at 6? It's on the
6.5. On the road. I know it.
So Redskins being 3-10, Eagles have to win this game to stay in the race. That's why
I just don't think they're that good.
I like the Eagles. I'll lay the 6.5. I think
Okay.
the Redskins here.
So you're going
Jake,
with that one.
Next game, a real barn burner here. We got the Patriots
Oh, wow.
going to the Bungles. Bungles have managed one win this whole season. They're 1-12.
Well, but we are
with the
assured
winner-
of getting a good player.
With a win over the Jets. So the only thing in question here is 10.5 on the road is a big number. We in years past we've talked about the 10+ spread on the road. The underdog covers it in a 70%. 70% of the time. I don't think so in this case. I'm taking the Patriots. After a loss, they're going to come back and take it out on the Bungles.
And especially after the Patriots have been pretty infighting a lot, it seems like. Bengals, although we lost, I thought Dalton looked pretty decent last week. The home team, well, they're 4-0 against the spread right now. I mean, it's hard to believe. But we have lost a lot of close games this year. I looked at it. And the Patriots, well, they're 4-0 against the spread on their last 4 road games when they play a team with a losing record. Well, guess what? The Bengals, you can't get any more losing than 1-12. But I'm going to take the Bengals anyways because I can't help myself.
I know Patriots are on a downslide, and I even said in this show weeks ago they're not going to the Super Bowl this year.
You did say that.
Patriots aren't going to the Super Bowl. Anyway, I don't know if that means the Bengals are covering 10.5. But I'm going to take them. I'm going to take the Bengals in a 10.5 and watch the Patriots go down.
Hey, you remember, Davey, a few weeks ago the Bengals were getting like that 10.5, and you took them and they won for you.
Yeah.
They've been covering.
They're playing better, even though they're only 1-12.
Yeah.
They've been playing better. I just think Tom Brady, the Patriots have to get it together, and this is a good week for them to prove that they're still the team you got to go
Well,
through.
plus, don't remember,
Get to the Super Bowl.
NFL's looking at them because they spied on the Bengals.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
so afraid of the Bengals. They're spying on us, Davey.
I haven't heard the whole story on that one, but anyways. So we got one more game in the second one. We got the Texans going to the Titans. Both teams 8-5. This is a tough one to
This is a
call.
great game.
Texas had that surprising loss last week to the Denver Broncos, put themselves in a kind of a must-win situation to stay alive for the wild card at this point.
Well, here's the thing, folks. The Texans, they're 4-6 against the spread in their last 10 games this season. The Titans are 6-3 against the spread. The home team in this series is 6-0 against the spread, and the favorite is also 8-2 against the spread. Tannehill is playing lights out. I'm taking the Titans all the way.
I like the Titans as well. Not crazy about the 3.5, but I think they probably win by a touchdown or more.
Yep.
I got to go Texans here. I'll tell you, though, my heart's with the Titans. They are good. It was a great move getting rid of Mariota out of quarterback there and putting Tannehill in.
Yep.
But just as a favorite, I could see the Titans covering as an underdog,
Again,
not as a
they've been
favorite.
covering as an underdog, and you're right. They
Not
haven't
as a
been- they
favorite.
haven't
I'm
been
going to take
favored
the
that often.
Texans here.
Oh, okay.
They were favored a few weeks back against San Diego. That didn't work out so
Texans
well.
No, it
just
didn't
laid a
work
big
out too
egg
well at
against
all.
Denver. I don't see it 2 weeks in a row.
All right, folks, that's going to do it for segment number 2. When we come back for segment number 3, Dave, Terry, and myself will cover the last 3 pro games, and we're going to give you our best picks of the week. Welcome back, folks, to segment number 3. And Terry, get us started off. There's a couple of teams here that I don't
So
know.
we got the Jaguars going to the Raiders. Jaguars are done at 4-9. Raiders at 6-7. There is a path to the
An
playoffs for them, but they have to
outside
outside chance. They have to win every game, and they need a few losses from other teams. But the door is not closed on them yet. They lose this game, the door is closed. I think the Raiders will have enough going. Although they played terrible last week. I don't like this. I don't like this game either way.
I don't either.
Carr, they had to go for it on 4th down,
Ugh.
and he threw it away. He goes, what
I
do you
have
think?
no idea.
Throw it downfield,
Exactly.
give up an interception, maybe get a pass
Anything.
interference, do it. Anything but throwing it
Run
out
away.
of bounds
on fourth down.
On fourth down, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
you know,
there's no fifth down.
well, and in Canadian football, you only get 3. So, you know, go figure. Here, folks, this is 2 bad teams. The Raiders, they're 0-4 against the spread in their last 4 games. The Jaguars are 0-5 against the spread in their last 5 games. I've taken the Raiders 4 weeks in a row. I've lost 4 weeks in a row. I might as well make it a lucky 5. I'm going to take the Raiders once again.
A game I wouldn't touch on a
No, I'm not going to bet it. It's a PU game.
And I wish I had brought my coin because I need a coin to decide this.
Oh, yeah. Terry did talk
I'm
about that.
I'm going to take the Jaguars to cover the spread.
Okay.
And I think the 2 teams will play this game close.
Boy, this is a stinker. I don't even know how I put this on here. But anyway.
Can we blame you then, Dave?
Well, it's actually a good game, a hard game to pick.
It's a really hard game to pick.
That makes it a good game in itself. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to take the Raiders because I think Jacksonville's hit an all-time low. They're bad.
Yeah.
Not to say the Raiders are much better, but still.
Okay, next game we got the Browns going to the Cardinals. Browns are 6-7 on the season. Cardinals 3-9-1. Cardinals are down. Browns are a 2.5-point favorite on the road.
Well, the Browns are 0-4 against the spread on their last 4 road games. That tells you something. Baker Mayfield, way overrated this year. Kyler Murray, he's not putting W's in the column for the Cardinals either. And the favorite in this one is 4-1 against the spread in their last 5 meetings. But like you guys noted last week, these 2 teams haven't played that much lately. It's going to pain me, but I'm taking Kyler Murray and the Cardinals and see what happens.
Okay, I'm going to go on the other side there and take the Browns just because at 6-7 again, they're not technically out. They win out and have some help along the way. They could still make the playoffs.
Another stinker game. I'm going to take the Browns, though.
You got nobody to blame but yourself.
Well, I agree with you. Well, there's not much to put on.
I know. I just got to have a little fun with you.
But anyway, I'm going to take the Browns, like Terry said. At least they're playing for a playoff still. No matter whether they're going to get in or not, it's another story. But
they have to do their part. They have to win. So 2.5 is not hard to lay. Okay, last game is the toughest one. We got the Steelers playing the Bills. Bills are going to the Steelers. Bills are 9-4 in the season. Steelers are 8-5. Both definitely playoff potential teams here. Steelers have won 3 in a row and 7 of their last 8 games. So
they got the duck at quarterback.
They put it together. Bills, they look good. They've had a good stretch. I didn't write what they've done in the last 5 games, but I think they're 4 of their last 5.
Well, Bills are 6-3 against the spread this season, and the Steelers are 8-2 against the spread this season. So, really good games, really good records. I just happen to think that the Bills, they've got a heck of a lot more to play for. I'm going to take the Buffalo Bills here and take the 1.5. Not that means a whole heck of a lot in this one.
Go ahead. This is another one. I could take either one of these teams. I'd like
Terry,
to see.
Do you want to flip your coin again?
I have to do it in my head.
All right, I'm going to go Steelers here. I think the momentum's there. Big home game in Pittsburgh. The weather could be really bad. Thing that stops the Bills, I'll tell you what, they're really a good team, and I said they were going to make the playoffs in the beginning of the year.
Yep.
Steelers. But anyway, the Bills, if their offense would be a little bit better, they could really be a really good somebody to really worry about. But they're not. Their offense lacks.
Yeah, but Dave,
Steelers have an incredible defense. I'm going with the steel curtain here.
But it doesn't matter. The Buffalo's used to playing in crappy weather.
I know that, but still, at home, I'm taking the Steelers. They have a really good defense.
Yeah, I don't think it's the weather, and again, I like both teams in this contest, but I'll take the home team, only laying a 1.5 here.
So I'm the Lone Ranger in this one.
Winning 7 of their last 8. The Steelers looked really bad through week 4 or 5, and the people are already writing them off. And now they've come smoking back, and they're right there.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. But
there we are. So
so who you like your best bet, Terry?
Boy, I had a hard time picking them against the contest, let alone a best bet. Why don't you go first?
All right, I'm gonna make. I'm torn between 2 different games. I'm torn between the Titans and the Packers. You know what? I'm going to take the Packers as my best bet. Really simple.
Okay, I'll make it simple. Don't trust me on this, but I'll take the Seahawks.
Oh, well, that's a real shocker there.
Cushion to fall on. Anyway, I'm going to take the Texans over the Titans. Like I said, Titans is underdog, gold. Favorite, can't see it. Texans.
All right, there you have it, folks. Now, Don't forget another great game this week coming up. I think we have the Saints, right? This
On
week?
Monday night?
Yeah.
Didn't look at that.
I forgot to look myself. I can't remember. But, folks, we've been having great turnouts on Monday Night Football. Want to thank everybody for coming out. We're going to have some more great giveaways. And don't forget, we have our big drawing this Saturday night, 7 to 9. Our Presents Under the Tree drawing. So come on down and enjoy your time at the Winnemucca Inn. For Dave, for Terry, I'm Gary. Goodbye, everybody.